Fort Collins. We have a office in Boulder.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you travel here?
I've been there once in 20 years. So
yeah, I like Boulder. I lived there for 10 years, but I like Fort Collins more.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Danielle, you're in San Francisco. That's great.
India.
Well,
You have both mountains and beach there, right?
Yeah.
North and south.
We're kind of waiting for people to trickle in, just so everyone knows. Beach.
Does Texas have a beach?
They have Corpus Christi, which is a cool location.
Yeah. The Gulf Beach there.
Yeah.
They probably have like the second most beach area of any state just because how giant.
Oh, really?
I agree. They're different beaches though, right? I've only been to Corpus Christi, so I don't know.
Yeah, for everyone just joining, we're going to give it a few minutes to pick up all of our participants before we get started. So you feel free to participate in our icebreaker with the chat.
Yeah.
I think the beach is winning here.
The beach is winning.
It is.
Mike, how far of a drive is it for you to go to the beach?
Nearest beach is like 10 hours and it's not a great one. So like 12 hours is like, that's a good beach, but.
Do you ever go south to like Rosemary Beach in the Panhandle area?
Yeah, we do go to Florida. I mean, that's now you're up to the 13, 14 hours, depending on where.
Got it.
If you drive, obviously you can fly too, but some of those, there's not a great airport to fly into.
No, but really cool beaches.
Yeah, very cool beaches.
Yeah. Different than the North Carolina ones and that kind of thing.
Yeah, for those just joining, feel free to post our icebreaker there in the chat, and we'll get started in a couple more minutes here.
Myrtle Beach might be the closest.
Which beach's that, Shankar?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach?
Yeah.
That's like 10 hours though, right?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
You went to say the good one. I think it's a lot of things we can do there.
You like Myrtle Beach. That's good.
No, I don't like any beach because I'm from India where I grew up near beach like more than 25 years.
Oh, we got heart of North Carolina. Yeah, you got mountains and beaches on
yes. I like that area. I like the Boone area.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's really cool.
Definitely hard to pick.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I haven't been through since the flooding. I hope it returns to what it used to be.
They would love visitors, so you can definitely visit. Trying to get tourism back up.
Yeah, I bet. Hey, we have a person from Denver and a Wisconsinite. It's exciting.
Laguna Beach. Hey, Clara.
Hey, Mike.
Like
Yeah.
with river, I think that's much more better than beach.
Yeah. Laguna has it all.
Exactly, with all the cliffs and stuff. Mm-hmm. California has everything here.
It does. California has everything.
True. Yeah. Beaches, mountains, snow, deserts.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we can probably go ahead and get started. Everybody good? There may be some that join with us. We'll get to introductions in just a bit, but before we do, we're going to go over some house rules. Ingrid, do you care to go over our house rules for us for our user group?
Sure. So the house rules, to ensure that this goes well and we stay user focused and create the safe space for all of us to learn and problem solve, we ask these things of you. No self-promotion or pitching for you personally, your company is allowed in the user events. Don't contact people outside of a user group without consent. So if you see someone here on Google, don't contact them. We can talk about this later, but we will have a Slack channel set up where we can all communicate. And then if you share your use case at a meeting, don't share that information without their consent. So if it's something proprietary or they're talking about a development feature that they worked on, don't share that with anyone else outside of this group or in this group unless they say it's okay. So those are kind of the main rules that Adobe has set out for us. And
we will abide by them.
Yes.
All right. Ryan, you care to tell everybody they're on camera?
Sure. Yeah. So as everybody can see that this meeting is being recorded, and later I think we may share this on YouTube if I'm understanding that correctly. So if you are not willing to share any information that you don't want to share in public on YouTube, please let us know, or don't share those in the recording. And so.
Yep, that's it. You're on
Yes,
camera.
got it.
If you don't want to be out now and watch the recording later. All right. Last thing here is with our chapter, this is the link to be able to join that. You've likely done that since you're on this event, but if you're watching the recording, then this is how you're going to join the chapter and be able to get updates for future events that we're going to do. So make sure to click here and to join the chapter. And then after you do, you'll get notifications on new events that are coming up. All right. With that, welcome to our first virtual user group for Adobe Commerce. These are your group leaders. We'll do a full page introduction in just a second, but my name is Mike Datillo. We have Ingrid and Ryan as well. And again, we'll go through each of those. Today's agenda, we're just going to kind of do introductions of ourselves. We're going to do some quick introductions for each of the participants on the call. And then we're going to talk about some topics that we may want to cover as part of this user group series and get your all's input on which of those topics you're most interested in. We'll do a little bit of voting to try to kind of figure out what our next topic is. And then from there, the sessions or the format of these sessions will be a little bit different. We'll go over the house rules and such, but then we'll go into one of the topics specifically, and then have some general discussion there at the end. So that's a little bit what to expect. Let's get on to introductions. So my name's Mike. I work here at Lexmark. Some hobbies that I have. I love backpacking and hiking. For me, preferably as far away as I can be from everybody, the better, just to get a little getaway since we're so connected in our day-to-day lives when it comes to hiking and backpacking. Also love to garden and have a little hobby farm. It's about 10 acres just outside of the city here in Lexington. Like I said, just kind of enjoy being a bit disconnected when I'm not connected in that area. I've been married for 22 years and I have 3 kids, 19, 17, and 15. So we're in the odd year at this point. And then the oldest is a boy and 2 girls. I've worked at Lexmark for 21 years. Never thought I'd work anywhere that long, but here I am. Started in what used to be a consumer software division, which was part of our inkjet division. Did user experience, then moved into digital and web in probably 15 years ago. And then was director of, at the time, which was our commerce and web organization. And for the last 7 years, I've been the director of our digital marketing group, which now covers commerce, technology, design, and content operations. And for the last 4 years, we've been on Adobe Commerce. We have B2C for those 4 years. And actually, late last year and this year, we've been migrating on to B2B. And previously, we were on Oracle for B2C and a very old platform for B2B. So that's a little bit about me. I'll pass it over to Ingrid.
Great. Hi all, I'm Ingrid. And I'll just start out really quickly by saying I'm actually very excited about this group. I feel like I've personally needed this group for the past 3 years since I came onto Adobe Commerce. Even though I've worked with some bigger brands, a lot of my career has been spent with small and medium-sized businesses, or large companies with very small e-commerce teams. So prior to coming onto Adobe Commerce, I was used to saying, okay, what do we want from the user? What does the user need to experience? And how do we get that? So that would be me saying, okay, I'll put a little table into the PHP page template or category page template or product page template and stick an accordion from the page builder in there, and boom, we have a new product page template. Or we need to do something with an add to cart feature, and let me test out these extensions and get in there. So when I came to the current company I'm with now, I love the role, I love the people, but when I came, I realized, hey, my skill set doesn't transfer to Magento very well. And what do I do? So I spent a lot of time on, and I still do, in the forums on Reddit, trying to figure out these kind of budget-friendly and time-efficient solutions to getting some things done for the front end of our website. So this is why I'm so excited, because hopefully we can just all tap into one another and discuss these solutions and try to figure them out together, and figure out what you do for point A or point B, which maybe I'll even save a lot of my time looking on Reddit and in the forums for solutions. But that said, I have actually really come to enjoy this platform, and we do B2B and B2C. We have a really old ERP system, so I've been spending a lot of time figuring out just how our API functions, to be honest. So that's kind of me in the work nutshell and where I am right now. I love live music. I spent a lot of time going to a lot of concerts in different music genres. I like anything outside, like Mike. When I'm not connected, I like to disconnect. So you want to raft, great. Fish, great. Mountain bike, great. I don't climb and I don't do roller coasters. So I feel like maybe heights are my no thank you point. I have 2 kids who are 14 and 10, a boy and a girl, and they're delightful people. And so I like to spend a lot of time, and they also love the outdoors. We live in a really outdoor friendly place. I also like both cats and dogs, so I don't adhere to the normal which one do you like better argument. And again, my roots are on various different, working within various different ERP systems and solutions and different e-commerce software platforms over the years for small to large businesses. Again, a lot of it scaled on smaller teams. So it's kind of let's figure out why this data is showing us this, how we change it, and what are our great solutions for that. Dependent on platform. And now I'm just on Magento full time with my current role. And that's really me. And I'll pass it on to Ryan.
All right. Thank you. Ryan.
Thank you. So my name is Ryan Sun. I moved from China to US in about 20 years ago. And my hobby is country music. About 16 years ago, if I hear country music, that probably doesn't fit in my ear, and I just don't get it. I don't like it. But I remember there was one summer I turned on a timer on a radio that turns on every morning, and that radio plays country music. I think that was Luke Bryan's music, and plays every day. In about 1 month like this, I find myself loving country music so much, and now I listen to country music now every day, and try to pick up guitar playing some country music song. So that's my hobby. I have a bossy wife, a mischievous mother, and a dog that is so hyperactivated that it doesn't stop for a single moment. So, but I'm exaggerated. My wife's cute. My son is sweet. And the dog is still naughty. But you can see there's never a quiet moment in this family, although I prefer quiet moments as much as I can. I wish that's my family. I love my family though. I work on Magento development as a developer, full stack developer for about 17 years. And there were like 10 years working on retailer side, and not the rest of years working on the B2B side. I worked across companies in different industries like Web2 print, automotive part manufacturing, and two distributors. The B2B experience mostly were on B2B distributors. I currently work and lead our web development team, customizing the Adobe Commerce as our main B2B channel, integrate that system into our enterprise backend systems. I would want to extend or echo back to what Ingrid said about this user group. I was so excited when I first heard about this user group, and I'm so excited to see everyone joining from all the place into this one virtual meeting. As you can see, I worked on Adobe Commerce for so long time, and I probably do too much Magento. And I want to see and learn from everyone else how they do things differently. Don't get me wrong, Adobe Commerce is such a powerful platform. There's unlimited potential on this. I remember working with the project manager. I remember like the first year when they put in the requirement, they would ask us, is this possible on Magento? And the next year they would say like, oh, I know this is possible on Magento. How long is it going to take? And later they're going to ask, I see this feature is available on market with a third-party extension. Can we use it instead of creating our own? So you see it is powerful, but it may not be always the best solution compared to others. So that's why I want to see in this group how people are doing different things, and we can all learn from each other. And that's probably the best thing that we can get from this group, other than networking and knowing the other all the awesome people online. So that's about me.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Daniela, do you want to do a quick introduction as the resident Adobe person?
Sure. I won't be here. I'm just here for moral support, but my name is Daniela. I work at Adobe. I've been at Adobe for 9 months, I believe. And if you have any questions, just please reach out to me through my email. It's dcanido, like my last name, at adobe.com. So whatever you need, please let me know. And just a quick shout out, we're having the Champion Program launch applications. So this is a great opportunity for everybody who's been in commerce to up-level their skill set, get to know other experts in the area, and just, it's a great opportunity for thought leadership. So the applications are now live. You can find them through the user group website, or you can email me directly and you can go to apply there.
We have a QR code at the end too that you can scan.
Yes! And
All
yeah,
right.
that's from Adobe. You'll never hear from me again.
All right, so we're going to go each participant, if you can give us just your name, maybe what your role is, who you work with, or what company you work with. And then what I'm interested in is just what do you want to get out of the user group that we're doing here, so that as we kind of carry on, we can make sure to try to accomplish those things. We're going to call on people because it's going to be chaotic if everyone tries to go at once. So I'm just going to go in the order that I see people on the screen here. So Clora, I see you next. Do you care to give an introduction there?
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
My name
sorry.
is. Oh.
Yeah, Clora Zhu is the first one
Okay.
that I see.
All right. Thanks, Mike. So my name is Clora. I'm actually from Mike's team from Lexmark. So I'm here as a global e-commerce strategist, overseeing our B2C direct e-commerce. We're using headless solutions like with the AEM for the web front, and then backend we're having Magento support all the backend order processing systems. So I've been on the team for a little bit over 3 years, and that's also my experience with Magento and Adobe Commerce. Nice meeting everyone here.
What do you want to get out of the user group?
Oh, yes. I definitely want to see different opinions and some of the applications everyone's are using, which can kind of inspire on my own strategic planning part and also implementation. Hopefully, it can be a little bit easier for some of the functions we're looking for.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see Jeremy Ott.
Hello. I am Jeremy Ott. I'm the Director of E-commerce and Digital Marketing at Reinders. We're a mid-size Midwest distributor. Company's been around since 1866, family-owned, so pretty old company. I've been working here for about 13 years. We've been live on e-commerce since about 2015. Moved to Adobe Commerce in late 23, so still kind of new to the environment, but yeah, really liking it. We've had a lot of success on Adobe, a lot of integration work with our ERP that we have done, and so I guess what I'm looking to get out of the user group is one, to see if there's any other, talk to any other distributors, see what kind of pain points they have, things that they've been successful with working on Adobe, and I love sharing what we do, and then also hearing what others do to see if I can bring those practices to Reinders here.
Great.
Thank you. All right, Michael Schnenek. Hopefully I said that right. Sorry.
Yeah, Shank, no worries. Hi, I'm Michael Shank. I'm a senior digital product manager with a company called JPER Living. We're north of Atlanta, Georgia. I live in Atlanta. We are a rug manufacturer and seller. We're a sister company of the largest maker of handmade rugs in India. We have some really awesome products, great story behind it. I've been working on the Magento platform, Adobe Commerce now for 11, almost 12 years. And starting, Jeremy, I actually did food service sales for a long time. That was my first foray into that was a distributor that I used to run that went into consumer packaged goods in the food space before I came here. And we do have a small in-house dev team, but I do a lot of the front end work, content work, as well as like sort of light architecting of our site on the front end. Do that myself with my team. I think what I'm looking to get out of the group here is just meeting some other people with similar challenges and finding some good solutions. The commerce platform is so deep, and there's so many layers and cool things that you can do with it that are built in. But a lot of the time, it's not really in the documentation, or it's kind of not really easy to implement as documented. No offense, Daniela, we love you guys, but so yeah, just always helpful to be able to talk to people.
Very good. I see Dipendra.
Hey, yeah, Dipender Bagchi. I'm the web user experience manager at Seagate Technology. We're a hard drive and storage technology manufacturer. I've been at Seagate for over 20 years. Started in IT, kind of working on our website, and moved into marketing 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah, my team kind of oversees the overall user experience for our website. Manages our design system and works closely with our business teams on e-commerce. We've been live with Adobe Commerce since February last year. Although over my tenure here, we've had e-commerce off and on over those years, but Adobe Commerce is our current platform, and we are using AEM as our front end. That's for our website, and so we're using Adobe Commerce mostly for like the cart and checkout flows. So yeah, I'm interested in learning from other folks here, being able to share any best practices. And I think, we know there's a lot of different infrastructure and different combinations of using Adobe products and other products. So definitely looking for other users here that have similar stacks to us that we can learn from, and we can share, our implementation, challenges and successes and everything. So yeah, looking forward to the dialogue.
I feel like you'll have a lot of questions about AEM as things progress.
Yes.
For me too.
All right, thank you. Hervé.
Yeah, so taking myself out of mute is always a problem with all my screens. I'm Hervé Antoine. I work for Lexmark. I'm the fancy title, digital marketing technology manager. So basically managing the dev team at Lexmark. We are dealing with AEM, since I heard that a lot, but also Adobe Commerce, and I guess cloud now, Adobe Commerce on-premise before. I report to Mike, so he told you a lot about our journey from Oracle to Commerce on-premise and then Commerce Cloud. What do I want from that group? There's a lot of way to leverage Adobe Commerce and some of the features, headless, non-headless, different kind of UI, different kind of integration. So trying to understand when we have some business needs, how others have maybe solved similar, maybe kind of understand what approach they took and why, and what limitations they had or what success they had with those implementations, so that we can have a head start and maybe not repeat some of the mistake or leverage some of the success that maybe others have had, and we can deliver faster.
All right, thank you. I see Chris Collier.
Yeah, I am the Director of Marketing and the Director of Digital Operations at Wave Electronics. We're a consumer electronics distribution company. We're the largest independent distributor of consumer electronics in the United States. So we've been on Adobe Commerce for about 3 years now. We've got a great solution overall, but we, like some of the other folks here, have had challenges with our ERP system. Our ERP is Epicor Eclipse, and it was made in the 80s. So those are some of those big challenges with distribution that are very common, which is why I really was pushing to have a group like this so that we could talk more on the B2B side, because there are some similar pain points. But I think that one of the other big pieces as I go to the roundtables and I talk to people is I think that everybody's looking for some sort of resources that have been vetted by other customers. Like Adobe can just refer you to someone. And the reality is, I think is probably everybody on here, we've been burned by some sort of vendor along the way. And that's just sort of the nature of the beast. But Adobe really can't vouch for anyone. That's not really their role. And so I think as a user community, I'm hoping we can come together and be able to give referrals to each other, and we can share those practices.
Very good. Thank you.
I agree. I met Chris at a round table in Dallas last year. I sat next to Chris, and Chris, I'm going to call you out. This guy knows his stuff. So questions, he's been on it and in it like very deeply. I had a lot of questions for him when we met and learned a lot in just that small round table from him. So it's nice to see you again, Chris.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. All right. I think it's Kolarov, maybe. Did I say that right?
Sorry, yeah, Kalro here. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Adobe team, for organizing this. Myself, Kalro Vasavda. I'm based out of Dallas, Texas, working with Brainwire, working in a capacity of delivery manager and solution architect. sharing knowledge, being into the Adobe ecosystem is always my interest to be there. And I'm working in the Magento ecosystem since Magento 1.1 was there, so perhaps since 2008 onwards, I could say. And then like Magento 2 journey, Adobe, I mean, from Magento to Adobe transition, and now it's Adobe SaaS, Adobe Commerce Optimizer, and everything is there. So a lot of new things from the product perspective which is coming. I'm working with the Brainwire Infotech. Brainwire is working closely with Adobe, being a gold partner, and we are SI, basically system integrators, and I'm handling a team of 100 plus people over here. And we work with a lot of customers from B2B, B2C segments itself. So purpose to be here into this Adobe Commerce group is to share the knowledge what I have learned from the peers, what like you, all of you, who comes with a lot of experience, a lot of varieties of things. So that gives a good insights about the technology, about the roadmap of the product itself in the future plan and everything. So that will be the primary agenda and goal, keeping connected with all the peers in the industry. I be part of Meet Magento, a lot of events in Singapore, Indonesia. I have been speaker. I have been part of MA Connect as well. So I mean, from the industry perspective, like networking, meeting the people, customers, knowing their pain areas and how to do the right consulting, right guidance. That's like a thing which I love. And after from all of these things, I learn the practical situations and then share it with the people like you in the symposiums and the events whenever it is possible. So you can find me and our company into many of the events like NRF or IRCE or Adobe Summit and all those events itself. I might be visiting, and we can chime in person as well. And I'm based out of Dallas, Texas. So anybody who is there in Dallas, Texas, and wanted to catch up anytime at any point of time for a cup of coffee or dinner, lunch, I will be happy to meet and discuss about the ecosystems of Magento, Adobe, amalgamation of all those things, and how the things will be shaping in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
See Veronica next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Veronica Fairley Battle. I am the e-commerce technical project manager at Glen Raven. What you probably have seen publicly is Sunbrella. So we're a textile company. I think Jeremy might have us beat by 20 years. We've been in some type of business since 1881. So Glen Raven's been around a long time. But I will say we have our textiles on the moon. So I don't think many people can say that. The moon, I think that's a fun fact. So since I've been with the company for about 5 months, so right now we're working on this strategy and trying to look at what our tech stack looks like right now. And I really want to gain experiences from the group and look at what those successful integrations look like, similar to what Jeremy was indicating earlier. We have a few weak points, as we've been in business a long time, so we're trying to really transition into this century would be nice. So that's kind of where we are now, and really creating some more structure surrounding some of our other processes. So happy to have the group to collaborate with and looking forward to it.
Excellent, thank you. I see Manav.
Well, hello there, Mano this side. I am working at Chris as Adobe Commerce subject matter expert. I help brand with their enterprise solution with the cutting edge technology, mainly focusing on Adobe Commerce. And I have been working in commerce and content both, AEM and Adobe Commerce both, and working in the multi microservice architecture. I have been speaker at many Magento event, many open source like Adobe Commerce events. Apart from that, I have been leading Adobe Commerce user group based on APAC. So I'm inviting all of you to join in the APAC kickoff. Apart from that, on the Adobe Commerce open source repository, I have been leading there as a contributor and helping people around the Magento to grow. And what I want from this community is to build a group where we can all discuss enterprise Adobe Commerce together and learn, collaborate, and innovate something. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Guri Mana.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, this is Gauri Mata. I work for Lexmark. I'm a solution architect here for e-commerce system. I started as an e-commerce developer with Oracle. I mean, it's called ATG. It changed to Oracle, and then we moved to Magento, Adobe Commerce, 4 years back. And yeah, it's a big change for me because I'm a Java developer, and changing back to PHP and other things, it's not that easy because it's little different how we debug and things stuff. So, and yeah, I learning from it, and had a good solution as of now. I feel like we did good, but yeah, I joined this team to understand like what best we can do with what we implemented and learn things from there.
All right, thank you. We have Nicholas.
I think that's me. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick Jagger. I am in Denver, Colorado, and I prefer beach vacations, even though the Rockies are right next to me. I work for a packaging distributor. We've been in business for about 120 years, and we've been on Adobe Commerce for about 3, with some success, some failures along the way, but that's, I think, part of the reason I wanted to join the group, is to be able to bounce ideas off of people, share pros of what worked, hear what didn't work from other people, and become more experienced together.
Excellent, thank you. Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela Maynard. I am the director here at Restaurant Equippers in Columbus, Ohio. We sell restaurant equipment to restaurant owners. So we are more like a B2B, but we are definitely a B2C. So we're kind of in that hybrid space there. We went on Adobe Commerce back in 2022. It was a little bit of a tough road to begin with. We faced a lot of challenges, and following that, I started to really interact at Adobe Summit and at roundtables, and really started to interact with other Adobe folks. And what I found is that oftentimes the answers are out there if we're able to get with the right people in a room and have the conversation. So that's what I'm really looking for here, is for us to have a great space where we can have open dialogue, talk about our experiences, and hopefully help each other so that when we face challenges, or even help prevent facing challenges. I love what was said earlier about, helping us make real decisions about vendors and, who we should choose for things, and, having that transparency. I think that would be extremely helpful if we could get to a place where that's something we can do in this group. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm up for the challenge and excited to work with you all.
Great.
Yeah, would you mind me asking, what are the top 2 or 3 challenges you faced when onboarding Adobe Commerce?
Where to start? It wasn't necessarily with Adobe. It was that, we did a lot of things at the same time. So the first challenge was we stood up Adobe Commerce at the same time as moving off of a Great Plains ERP to Microsoft Dynamics 365. So that created in and of itself about a year's worth of issues that coincided along that. We made some bad decisions on third parties, particularly around things like on-site search. ADA compliance was missed. I mean, there was just a lot of real big opportunities that came out pretty quickly. SEO was not I wasn't here for the build up to the replatform. I got to pick up the pieces after. So SEO was really something that fell to the wayside and wasn't really a big part of the transition. And as most of you know, when you do a replatform, that's probably one of the most important things. So those were the kinds of challenges. I think some things were expected out of box from Magento that weren't there. And so, a lot of decisions had to be made pretty quickly about, if there were extensions or if they had to engage in, building custom code for it. So, I'm sure you've all been there. It was a lot of things that we worked through. What I can tell you is, the team from Adobe, like my CSM, as well as, Corey Gelato, I mean, those were great partners to me and helped me really make some good decisions. And, we're in a far better place sitting here today than we were back in 22, 23. So, I could go on, but that's the gist of it.
Well, thanks for sharing. I will say those are probably common challenges almost everyone had to face with, but it's just a less or more in a better or worse time. But yeah, those make sense. Thanks for sharing.
Yep. Thank you. Arndam?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So I'm from India, and I was having trouble sleeping in the room. So it's almost past midnight. So my name is Arindam Mukhopadhyay, and I work for Lexmark for more than 20 years now. Among other teams, I do manage the India digital marketing team, which has like Magento as well as professionals, and as well as survey almost every day. So uh, my objective is just to learn more about the new inventions in terms of the Adobe products, particularly Commerce. Uh, yeah, so I think that's it.
All right. Thank you. And thanks for staying up past midnight. That's past my bedtime. Chris, we'll let you go next.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, sorry I was late. We had an emergency here. So yeah, Chris Seidel. I'm over at Zip Corvette in Richmond, Virginia. I've been here for 14 years. I'm effectively the IT director and digital marketing director. 3 years ago, our company was acquired by a private equity group called Coker Group. So now we are Coker Tire, Corvette Central, and Zip Corvette. So my day-to-day job is to really shepherd the development agency through our project management of how we, develop the website and all the other websites that we own. I've been on since Magento 1. We were on-prem. I led the effort to move Zip to the cloud architecture, and then did the same with Coker Tire and integrated them into our environment. And we're currently in the middle of integrating Corvette Central into the Adobe Cloud environment, all under the same license. We have 3 different ERP systems, and I wish Chris was still here because I wanted to tell him I share his pain with Epicor because Coker Tire is on it and it is a problem. We here at Zip Corvette use a system called Mock. It's a very nice integration that's built with a development team, works very well. Corvette Central is on NAV 2015, and they will be migrating to the new one here soon. But that's basically it. And my hope out of here too is kind of exactly what Chris said, is that and I feel all your pain, everything that we've gone through, because basically, Adobe can't recommend so many things, but we need to talk to people who have had success with certain extensions or whatever solution you're trying to solve.
Yeah.
And to get to that solution quicker by talking to people that have been through it before is my ultimate goal, because I'm tired of trying to find something that would work and then not work, and then we have to reformulate everything and go through it all again. So.
Well, very, very good. Say 3 ERPs running in parallel is just impressive. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, and it causes fires like every day. So. But anyway, it's very nice to meet all of you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. I think Laura's our last one.
Hi all, I'm Laura Martin, based out of St. Louis, Missouri. I am the VP of Client Engagement at SyncPoint Digital, and we are an Adobe partner. We focus on implementations, consulting, and whether it's the commerce SKUs or if they're purchasing other SKUs, we kind of help that. And we also have an arm that focuses on staffing. So we help our clients create internal dependencies so they can just maximize the basically ROI for Adobe. So here to just support as a friendly partner as needed to try to understand other clients' issues so we can pass that information on to our clients so they have better experiences, and also bring, you know, the implementations that we're having and new things that, you know, our clients are running into to the group. So everyone can just share and learn and just everybody do better. So glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. I think I got everyone. The people kept moving around as people talk, so my theory of going in order didn't work so well. Did anybody not get a chance to speak? All right, I think we got everybody. Let me share. Just got a couple more slides here of kind of the next steps for the group. Okay, I think that's showing. So first thing we want to check on is just the time of meeting. It's kind of hard, you know, you going across the U.S. time zones. Does this time generally work for everyone for the U.S. virtual? Should there be earlier or later? Is there any hard preferences against the time that we have it here? Thumbs ups.
Sounds like it works.
All right. So we have a Slack group that we were thinking would be a good way to kind of keep in conversation outside of, you know, this is going to be a quarterly, at least to start with, and we can play with the frequency after that. We were wanting to see if that's preferred or if there's other types of connections that people would rather have over the Slack group. And again, this is just kind of offline here, more of a way, some of the things like we talked about here of asking questions and getting collaboration and that kind of thing, and not having to kind of wait for one of these sessions. Yeah, let's use the chat there. That's a good idea. Slack, anybody have a different preference, or Slack okay with everyone?
Lots of people prefer Slack.
Like Slack. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
I'd like to add that the user group platform also supports communication, that you can post blogs or questions there. But yeah, Slack will be better, or Discord, something like that would be better for real-time communication.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we have the URL to share now? The workspace that we have set up? Let me look.
I'm sure there's a way to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that while you go on if you'd like.
You do that. I'll keep going here. All right.
It's
So
just the user group that we have already set up.
Yes. Yeah. That USA virtual user group, that one is the one that I think we want to share to everyone.
I think we're all on this channel and then it's hashtagged or something. Daniela, do you want, I can share that. Is that correct? All right, let's see. I just shared what I think is the link in there to the USA virtual group for the Adobe Commerce.
See if anybody else who's not in the leader group can access that.
I see Chris on there, Chris Seidel.
Can anybody else access that?
Can you guys get there? Let us know.
I think they're trying. We'll give them just a minute to see if they can log in.
That was a channel from that Ryan created yesterday.
It says it's only for leaders. It won't work.
Okay.
All right. So we will follow up offline with how that will work. And maybe what we'll do is for the next event, we'll also put the URL of the Slack group in the event, because we're going to schedule that here fairly soon. So that's an easy way to communicate, because I'm not sure that we have everybody's email associated with the group. So we'll do that. So for the next event, in the description, we'll put also the Slack channel URL that we create for that. Okay.
Daniel, are you able to do that now and then share it while we?
Yeah. Possibly.
All right.
Ingrid, could you care to chat her on the Slack group while I'll keep going here?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So the next thing we want to do is to kind of get, the next session we'll have a featured topic. These are some ideas. We're also interested in other ideas that you all have, but we'll kind of walk through these real quick and just kind of walk through what we thought we might cover here. For the leaders, I'll cover the first few that I've put in, and then you all can cover the ones that you all had put in as well. So the first topic here, what's new in Adobe Commerce Cloud? So I think most people know there's a new cloud offering. If you haven't been to Summit or seen some recordings or such of that, the thought would be to have someone from Adobe to kind of walk us through that. One of the things on our side that we I would say have not perfected is fraud prevention methods. So interested in what everybody is doing there to prevent fraud in their commerce stores. Looking at Adobe Commerce Optimizer, which I believe that was new as well in Summit, and kind of what the features with that would be. And then also we're just crossing the bridge now of creating a back order customer experience, and specifically some of the challenges we have there are things like the payment token expires by the time the order is ready. So how do people kind of get around some common problems with those sorts of things? So those were some of topics from myself and my team. Ingrid, I think the next ones were yours.
Yeah. Mine were as I dig into user experience a little more heavily, things that I took for granted on other platforms that are a little bit more difficult on Adobe Commerce. Transactional emails via Adobe Commerce. I'm just wondering what everyone's doing. Are you using a third-party SendGrid? At this point, I'm emailing Adobe support to find out what our open rate and click-through rates are for our transactional emails. Getting data on that and where everyone is. I guess this can go a little bit to the back order customer experience too, right? Then CMS pages, I have a difficult time rendering them correctly on mobile because there isn't a mobile version. So I've been playing around with a couple different page builders. Again, I'm looking to see what everyone's kind of doing for these needed items, right? Looking at GA4, I'm still having a hard time pulling e-commerce tags, added to cart, purchased. I get a total purchase amount, seeing what people are doing there. I notice the extensions are rather expensive. So seeing what everyone's doing and troubleshooting. And this goes back to just discussing the pain points. I see you. So many issues, Jeremy. And just going back to the pain points and what solutions everyone is finding to use, whether they're working with your development team to input extensions or custom things, just the overall pain points. And I think not even just pain points, but the overall points that we all probably have and what we're doing about them. So I kind of left that one open-ended in hopes that people would come up with certain topics of things they're working on, again, like transactional emails or different parts of the customer journey, or customizing the product page template or a category template, or using a certain extension. Again, I can't use the featured products because our product page template isn't built for it, so are there workarounds that I'm not seeing where I don't have to engage with the developer to get some things up, that kind of thing. I believe, Ryan had the other ones.
Yep. Well, I see people nodding their head, not stopping when Ingrid mentioned about this point. So I'm sure those resonate with people. So some topics I listed here. The SEO, Magento has the SEO functionality, support the fundamental needs. Here, when I say SEO, I'm mostly referring to what other practices you find that is effective, or what challenges you face when managing a Magento store, SEO-wise. Coming from B2C to B2B, I was kind of had a shock when seeing people having different attitudes towards this SEO on the e-commerce channel. B2B tend to, years ago, I would say at least they don't think SEO is not important, but nowadays more people shopping online, either B2B or B2C. SEO is so important, and then people has to bring it up to the speed to get their SEO optimized. So that's one topic list there. Performance, as a Magento developer architect working on Magento, I had been battling with performance on Magento platform years ago. Out of box Magento, when you don't have a lot of things loaded, it runs fast. But as soon as you have millions skills loaded and millions users visiting the website, it may not always perform well, especially when you have heavy customization done on the website. So I would like to hear what challenges people had faced with performance-wise on website and how they fix that. TCO, total cost ownership. That is one thing that people think that Magento is expensive comparing to like Shopify or other cloud services. It's not more expensive than other big commerce platform, but still, if you don't manage your cost carefully, the cost can explode. So I would like to know if people having issue with controlling the cost and how they are doing that. The AI, it wouldn't be a complete topic list without having AI on the list, right? It's a buzzword. Most people think people may be annoyed when hearing AI, but I think AI is it's not a buzzword anymore. Agentic commerce is a real thing, and it's really transforming how people are doing business. Maybe it's too early to think about putting AI onto production and seeing the real return, but it should be a good time to start exploring on that and doing some experiment on that. So maybe it's something people are doing with. That could be a topic on list that we can talk about.
Yeah, so we'd like to take a few minutes, and if you all have any topics that aren't on here, if you can put those in the chat. And then what we're going to do is if everyone can put their top 3 topics, like a number 1 topic, number 2 topic, number 3. That way we can kind of offline get kind of what the total interest is and kind of decide what we think the topic could be. So be thinking about whether it's these topics or if you want to put a new topic in the chat for people to think about, and then put your top 3 topics in order of most preferred, so that we can kind of look at what the group as a whole is interested in. And then from there, we can kind of figure out where we'll go next with the user group and the topics.
I'm going to share a Slack as well to see if people are able to join that. And Mike, I'm taking notes just to kind of have it for us.
Great.
So we know what the topics are. And then in the chat, I'm putting the Slack. I'm going to try it first real quick to see if that works on my end. before I put it in. So.
All right, I'm not seeing new topics, so feel free to look at the topics that are on the screen and give us your. You can have one, or you can have a few. Oh, here's some additional ones. Personalization, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Localization, that's another good one. And promotion management. So a few different topics to. And then how do I get out of? I don't usually use Google presentations, and it is not wanting to. There it goes. Let me add those additional ones in here.
Backorder customer journey experience, Google Merchant Feed Solutions. This is a good one because I feel like there are other platforms that have this out of the box, that they're part of it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough. But they're not, I mean, the solution, the software isn't as robust, so customizations you can't do, but that's something that I would like to see the Adobe Commerce Cloud or Adobe Commerce Optimizer have that out of the box.
Maybe we can generalize this one as a marketplace feed management.
Yeah, marketplace. Yeah, that's a good one.
Customer journey tracking and analytics. That's one that I'm really into as well. I put performance on there too, Mike. Or put performance on there.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it. Sorry, I didn't see it.
No, all good. Yep.
That Slack is in the chat too now.
Yeah, somebody could test the chat, the Slack link that's there, and see if you're able to join that. I'll also.
Oh, by the way, alongside the chat button, you have a QA button that you can post questions there, and people can vote your questions up, so we can address those questions if we see anyone, I think, coming up.
Okay, got 4 different preferences in there. Anybody else that hasn't already put them in there, if you could go ahead and put your topics in. We'll leave it here for a couple more minutes.
I have a quick question that anyone can respond in the chat if they want to this, but I see that we all are using a lot of extensions to get things like Welt Pixel. That was one that I definitely looked in for GA4. WebCools for Google Merchant Feed. Does everyone have an in-house developer, or is this your either team that you have with a retainer, or do you have someone in-house that's able to actually put these extensions in for you?
I'm hoping that we can create a poll for this users.
Yeah, I feel like I would. I'd love a poll for this.
We do have an in-house
developer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I myself is an in-house developer.
Yes, you are.
Right. Yeah, we have dev teams as well. Although I will say we try to limit how many extensions we use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of upgrade and dependent. You never know when the extension is going to stop working.
Yeah.
So we're always a bit cautious. And our InfoSec review, security review is always a factor too, like whether or not how the data is being managed, what data we're sharing, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yep.
With today's economy, I see more and more companies are just keeping a in-house tech lead and using offshore or consultant as the dev team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like most people either have in-house resources or they're using a system implementer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an external dev team based in America, and they, I mean, we did it really to reduce liability because we just couldn't count on a couple of people for 24 hours a day for 3 different companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last call for priorities. If you want to put some in there, again, we've got quite a few. I think we've got probably enough to talk offline and settle on the next topic.
I have a quick question really quickly. Sorry, Mike, or a quick comment. Ryan brought up to Daniela about trying to get someone that will give us like a back end look at Adobe Commerce Cloud and Adobe Commerce Optimizer. I was looking yesterday and saw that they will, for 2.4.8, you can update to that. 2.4.7, they'll stop in August 2026, and all of the others they're going to stop support in August of 2026 for those. And I don't know if anyone knew that. I don't know if that's widely. I mean, you can find it under the new Adobe Commerce Cloud and Adobe Commerce Optimizer, but I think we're all going to need to either upgrade to 2.4.8 or go to one of these platforms or a third party, right? So I don't know how, is that number one on everyone's list or no?
Yeah, I was in the Atlanta roundtable with Corey and some of the Adobe team 3 weeks ago, and we were told that absolutely was not going to happen. There was still going to be support, so I'll be interested to see. One thing that was interesting was we were looking at the cloud-based platform, and Corey definitely went through like a full walkthrough of it. It's very, very cool. I think it's a fantastic solution, but it sounds like for everyone on this call here that has kind of extensive customizations and integrations, it's going to be really hard, and that's me included. It's going to be really hard for us to migrate to that because it's like you're basically starting from scratch with native. If you had a completely native store, you could transfer over to the cloud version, or Optimize is basically just like headless cloud that use backend. But in order for anybody who has heavy customizations or integrations to move over to that, all of those middleware, any extensions will have to be rebuilt using App Builder and API connections. In order to get that functionality back. And I think it's going to be, I'm sure the extension developers are working on it, but I think it's going to be years before everybody catches up. So, yeah, I was really excited at first to hear about it, and then I was like, oh wow, that's probably not going to work for us anytime soon.
Right. They have, I miss I usually go to the Dallas roundtables and I miss those, but I'm looking for the article now and I can share it, but it's in writing on their site when they will stop support for everything. And so
yeah,
Corey,
I wasn't holding my breath when you said that.
yeah, I feel like I like Corey and Ogby and the team. But I feel like if Adobe has it in writing, they're doing that to be like, hey, we told you, you know, like, so I don't know. For us, it's a big deal to upgrade, like we go with our partner. We have to talk about other things we want to do at the same time of upgrade. So it's kind of like we're going to be doing this in the next year anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but to the point, upgrading your version of application versus upgrading all of your custom integrations to
absolutely.
Yeah, there's a big difference in the level of effort associated with those.
Yeah. Michael, it sounds like you guys had a little bit more of a robust roundtable.
We had we had just a few people there, so we were able to kind of hijack and get a lot of the topics that we were interested in asking about. It was
you're here, Corey.
Exactly.
That's great. That's great.
That is great. All right. As Daniela mentioned before, Adobe Champion program applications are open. So here's a QR code that you can use. You can also, I got an email. You all probably got an email too, that you can see the different links for the different products that they have. I have not submitted or been an Adobe champion before, so I can't speak to a ton of what this is like, but you can read the slides as far as what the unique opportunities that there are there associated with the program. Doesn't hurt to apply. So I would encourage you to apply, and hopefully one of us gets in and you can tell the rest of us what it's like.
Yeah, I applied for one already. And just to clarify, this champion program is, there are multiple champion programs for different Adobe products. This one, Daniela, can you clarify this QR code lead to the Adobe Commerce champion program? Or it's just a general champion program? Then
yeah, this one I'm pretty sure. Go ahead, Daniela.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that leads only to the Adobe Commerce champion program. But we highly encourage you to apply to the Commerce program. And if you have any walls in your company that uses any other Adobe solutions, take them to the program. It's a great program. You'll get amazing opportunities. If you're accepted into the program, you'll be flying into San Jose headquarters, get to meet with a product team, get to meet in person, which I know is the least perk. But we'll be really happy to meet you all. So please do apply. It would be great.
Awesome. And yeah, I think with that, I think one of the things we talked about, Ingrid, Ryan, and I talked about is we're probably going to try to keep these to 1 hour. I know it's hard to get an hour and a half or longer into your meeting calendar. So going forward, we'll try to do these as a 1 hour session. And we'll go through the topic ideas that are submitted here and talk about the next topic that we'll have, or maybe we'll do a couple depending on how in depth they are. You can see that in the Commerce User Group site. We'll be posting a new event here before long after we have that conversation. And again, I would encourage you to join the Slack there. So I'll give you just a minute to copy that URL if you haven't done that already, so that you can join that Slack offline, and we can continue the conversations between now and the next time. Ingrid or Ron, any other parting words?
No,
I
thanks.
just want to welcome. Yeah, go ahead, Ingrid.
I was just going to thank everyone for being here. I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited for what this means for all of us too.
Yeah, thanks for everyone joining this. And also I want to invite people, if you have any use case or story that you want to share with us related to any of this Adobe Commerce topic, feel free to let us know and come up to the stage and show that to us. We'll be excited to hear your stories.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining, everyone. And again, we'll be in touch soon. And if you want to join that Slack channel, we can continue the conversation from there. Otherwise, we'll talk next user group. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for hosting. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye now.